Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's me here, Kevin the Ninja, at the Moto Dojo. It's Wednesday midweek, and yes, we are still grinding here. Today's our 5-mile run, building up for our next marathon. I dare say is happening in the next 3 or 4 weeks, probably happening in mid-September or mid-August, to be honest with you. We've had some days to relax, and unfortunately say goodbye to our dog the other day. So we are back on the grind today. We are finishing up hopefully more of these assault rifles. Check this out. We only have 13 more guns to get Tempest before we've hit our Singularity goal. It's very exciting times we're living in the day of technology and fitness. Here on this channel, we merge the two. You can game while you work out. It's not impossible. I'm not anything special, but I say like it's worth the while to get a workout in while you're gaming. Kind of save time. And also you have a lot of fun doing it. So check this out. We're doing our 5 miles today. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. If you feel so inclined to work out, let's work out together. Let's get this. So let's just jump in, start the treadmill, start the workout. Let's see what crunchy games we got going on here. Totally want to play Snipers Only, but yeah, we finished the Snipers the other day. Right after they released Snipers Only, which was sad because we could play Snipers Only every day, forever. So let's jump in and let's get a good workout. It's midweek. That means we need to push hard for the next several days and then cruise on into our weekend, where we're weekend warriors. We start Saturday earlier than we do normally any other day of the week. Why? Because we get our goals done early. We talked a little bit about hitting our anxiety heavy, and when I say heavy, you hit it first and foremost. That means no sleeping in on the weekends, especially on Saturday. We feel like Saturday is the biggest day to hit your goals because it's your free day. Think about it this way. Instead of relaxation and resting, and choose this to reinvigorate your mind. You need to keep it going. Don't lax hard. In fact, I would say start Friday. Friday night, use Friday night as your planning night. Not as your party night, the other P word, planning night. Use Friday to say, hey, I'm going to set a goal. I make a list every Friday night. I kind of make it earlier, but I refine it Friday night. I say, these are my Sunday, Saturday, basically the weekend kick butt list. I say kick butt, right? And I make it so that I start first Saturday hitting those targets so that Sunday is actually my lax day. Here's why. Friday happens and we're excited because it's the weekend, finally get to relax, get to recharge, rest, reset, all those good R words. But come Saturday morning, after we have hit Friday night hard, maybe you stayed up a little bit too late, watching movies, playing games, having fun with the family, all that's great. But if you go hard Friday night, and I'm saying party hard, not the planning hard, but if you party hard Friday night, you have to make up for that Saturday morning. And so Saturday morning, yeah, I usually spent more hours in bed. You know, you might be, hey, I'm resting today. I had to get up early Friday, or I've worked 40, 50, maybe 60 hours during the week, and I'm ready to recharge, reset, relax. Okay, valid. But what happens is you sleep in Saturday, you sleep in, you come back, maybe from the bed, outside, you get out maybe around 10 a.m., maybe 11 a.m. if you really slept in, and you say, okay, well, there goes my Saturday morning. Do we feel relaxed? Keep that in the back of your mind. We then have only a couple of hours before it's afternoon. What happens is usually we eat, or, we maybe do one thing or another. Maybe we take a shower, get ready for the day, which is actually the afternoon. And bam, by that time, you kind of feel a little lethargic, especially if you've eaten a meal. If you eat, a nice big lunch, maybe a brunch because you've skipped breakfast, you had breakfast in bed maybe, you then sacrifice that afternoon to a nap, a potential nap, or at least a down period where like, man, I'm kind of low on energy, and you still think, okay, I'm going to relax, and recharge, and reset because my body is obviously low on energy. I burned a lot of energy over the week, and here it is the weekend. So you take that, maybe an hour or so to kind of rest. If you take a nap, that's another thing. So then you kind of wake up, maybe, or get back in the swing of things around 2 p.m. on Saturday. Well, now you have things to do. Maybe you're going to hit the store, Maybe you could hit the Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, get some yard work in. And yeah, before you know it, you are actually out of hours because, man, 5 o'clock on Saturday comes a lot quicker than we know 5 o'clock Monday through Friday. Seems like 5 o'clock on Saturday hits you so much quicker. So then you're thinking, okay, well, I gotta get stuff ready for dinner. What are we gonna do for dinner? Are we gonna go out? Are we gonna order in? I gotta make stuff. Well, I gotta go to the store. If I haven't gone to the grocery store, then you gotta think, okay, well, I haven't gone to the grocery store because I was spending my morning in bed and I don't have anything in the kitchen, so I need to order food. So you order food, maybe not the best. Hey, maybe you're celebrating, which is even better. You should celebrate life, maybe not through the means of food, but you're celebrating anyway, because it's been a hard week and you've earned it, right? So then you fast forward to around 7 p.m. where you're eating dinner, having dinner, and then you say, okay, well, it's time to relax again because it's Saturday and you've earned it. You're going to relax, you're going to recharge, reset, maybe watch a movie, play some video games, play some games with the family, or go out in the town if you want to go out, and that's great. So then that's your Saturday. Basically, come home, rest, and then you say, well, tomorrow's Sunday. Now I have to get everything done that I should have gotten done today, Saturday, tomorrow. And now I only have one day to do it. So then you wake up maybe a little earlier on Sunday and you rush. You rush to the store, you rush to the Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever. You go and get your errands done. You come back, you say, I got yard work to do or housework to do. And so you try and cram it all in. And then by the end of Sunday, you find yourself utterly exhausted because you did a weekend's worth of work in just a few amount of hours on Sunday. And I dare say that that's what attributes to the Sunday night fears. We all have it, and maybe more of us more than the others, where you are dreading the start of the work week. Let's get back into a run now. My knee's feeling good. Let's run. And you start thinking, okay, Monday morning hits, and you feel like you didn't have a restful weekend. But that's not true, right? Because you rested Friday night and all day Saturday. Why don't you feel rested? Because you had to stress and work faster and harder Sunday, the whole day. So here's how you break that habit. Friday hits, the weekend finally, awesome, TGIF. Friday night is not your party night. Friday night becomes your planning night. You make a list of all the things you need to get done in your free time before Monday morning hits. You make that list and prioritize it by the worst thing or the hardest thing first. Whatever the hardest thing is first, you put that at the top of your list. Here's why. We dread things that are hard. We dread things that are maybe going to burden us long term. We do that as a procrastination reaction because it's kind of like a fear reaction mechanism to doing the hard stuff. But we know here on this channel, these ninjas here, we know that doing the hard things is what makes it worth it. If we did the easy things all the time, we get awfully bored after a while. You would start saying, man, everything's too easy. I don't feel challenged. And that's when you become lax. And lax leads to lazy. And we're not like that. So you put the hardest thing on that list top and you plan it out. You set goals in your mind. You say, Friday night's your planning night, and I'm setting a goal to get all this stuff done on this list, starting with the worst thing first. So then what actually happens is you shouldn't have any fear around that. You might think, well, if I do that Friday night, then man, I'm stressing all Friday night that Sunday or Saturday morning is going to come too soon, and I'm going to have all this stuff to do. Don't worry about it, because you will have the energy come Saturday where you don't have to get up and go to work. You instead get up and get that list done. My trick is, by doing this, you save that rest period for Sunday. So Friday night, don't party hard, plan accordingly. And I dare say, wake up Saturday a half an hour earlier than you usually do during the week. A couple things happen to us when we sleep in. Let's talk about circadian rhythm for one. Most of us have the luxury and livelihood of being able to set a certain schedule based on our work week. if it's not Monday through Friday, if it's Wednesday through Sunday, whatever it is, we still have, for the most part, most of us, the opportunity of setting our own sleep schedule and waking schedule. We know when we need to wake up, when we need to be at work, so we sleep accordingly to meet that schedule. And if you do that 5 days in a row, week after week, then it becomes easier. Your body starts adopting to that sleep pattern and waking up pattern. So we build a circadian rhythm by necessity of having a good schedule, a consistent schedule. So I'm sorry to say, all those people that have irregular work schedules, I feel for you, because that's, in my opinion, a stress inducer. Cortisol floods the body. You're not able to adopt a scheduled circadian rhythm. Your mind will reel back in absolute horror and disgust about how you're not able to maintain. Because like we said yesterday, balance and routine is like necessary, especially for dogs, but it's really necessary for humans. If you don't have that, I'm sorry. So I'm speaking to the people that have the luxury of having a set schedule, a set time to when they wake up, when they go to work, and when they get home, when they go to sleep, like all of that. So what I feel like is good to do is set that and keep that through the weekend. Hear me out. We all want to stay out late. We all want to sleep in. But it's not good for the body. It breaks that habit, that basically sleep discipline. That circadian rhythm gets broken. And when it breaks, it has to reset throughout the week. That's why Mondays feel so hard to wake up. You're dreading it Sunday night. And then too, you wake up Sunday or Monday morning earlier than what you have been waking up Saturday and Sunday. And it feels awful. Here's the hack. The hack is you set your goal to wake up half an hour early on Saturday and Sunday. Hey, thanks, John, for the follow and the comment. I appreciate it. Yeah, awesome. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll check you out on Discord. Certainly doesn't seem like another bot message that I've received in the past day or two, but I appreciate the follow anyway. So you set yourself up for success by waking up half an hour early on your days off. It sounds insane, right? It sounds crazy because you don't want to do that. Who wants to do that? Who wants to wake up a half an hour early on your days off? Ninjas do. Here's why. We have discipline over motivation. We have discipline over lax. We have discipline over relaxation. So much that we live life to its fullest. What does that mean? It doesn't mean sleeping in. It doesn't mean procrastinating. It means every day you're living full. When you're working, you should be working. When you're at home, you should be doing homework. When you're at rest, that's when you're resting. But you don't mix and bleed all those factors in. We only have 8 hours to work, 8 hours to play, 8 hours to sleep. And I'm sorry, 2 of those hours are spent usually more at work or more traveling. I get it. And sometimes we're not getting 8 hours of sleep, which harms us long term. But if you can get into that 8 by 8 by 8 routine, you'll find one of the keys to self-discovery and improvement through balancing the body's basic means of living. And I'm talking basic. So here's what you do. You break that cycle by waking up earlier on Saturday, waking up earlier on Sunday. You plan, the other P word, not party, you plan on Friday evenings to hit the ground running, so to speak, on Saturday mornings by waking up half an hour early, tackling your hardest, your biggest achievement first, whatever is hardest. You make that list and you prioritize it based on difficulty. Make it a challenge. Make it a challenge saying, hey, these are my micro goals for the weekend. I need to hit this. I need to hit that. I need to hit this next. And that's going to take me, you kind of estimate, it's going to take me around this many hours, yard work, take me like an hour and a half, grocery store, micro errands, it's going to take me another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And then I'm going to come home, clean, it's going to take me another 45 minutes or an hour. You gauge it, you set yourself accordingly to the schedule, and you follow it. You don't break it. Here's what you can also do. Set time in for relaxation, rest, and play. You set those, you factor those in, and you will be in success. You will have success because you'll have done everything that you needed to get done throughout the weekend in just, the early morning hours of Saturday, so that Saturday evening starts to wind down. You start to relax Saturday night. Let Saturday night be your play or party night where you might go a little bit hard. And you keep that schedule. You keep it. But guess what? If you don't hit your goals on Saturday morning, you don't play Saturday night. You might say, you know what? I got to wake up again early on Sunday morning and get this one last chore done, or this one task, or this one errand I forgot to run or couldn't run, you know? Maybe I got hung up. Maybe something broke my plans. You know, you're not always going to have a perfect weekend where you don't have any interruptions or, you know, everything just goes according to plan. But you prepare. That's the other P word. You prepare before you plan. If you do break a plan, you have to bleed into Sunday. That's just it. And here's what happens to the body. This is the beauty. Sunday night is the best night rest you get the whole week. Because we know every night of the week you're like exhausted. You don't want to do a lot of housework. You don't want to run a lot of errands. Because you're like, no, I'll put that off to the weekend. Because weekend's my downtime. Or whatever your days off are, you set those to your schedule. And you go ahead and say, you know what? I'm going to make that happen so much that Sunday night should be really relaxing. And I'm talking, it should extinguish that fear, that, you know, Sunday night fear that everyone gets to dread the start of their work week, so much that Monday morning is the best morning of your week. Because you're recharged, you're fully recharged. Because you spent Saturday doing the hard work, the hard grind, getting all your chores, all your tasks done, all your errands ran, and you are prepared to relax on Sunday. So Sunday is truly your day of rest. You use Sunday as that full day where you're not doing anything really work related. Leave that for your fun time. For me, that's when I get my motorcycle ride in. Sunday afternoons is my perfect day where I could just go out for 45 minutes and just cruise around the neighborhood. That's like, for me, the fun time. And I save that. I don't do it first Saturday morning, even though I want to. Even though I really just want, oh man, I really could just go for a motorcycle ride right now. Save it. Save the fun time for Sunday. Sunday is relaxation and fun time. Saturday is the biggest work day of your week. You think Monday through Friday is? It might be. Make Saturday even harder. What happens, the body's really good at adapting. What happens is come Monday morning at work is a breeze. You're gonna look at people with their sleepy eyes. Oh, I didn't feel like the weekend went through too fast, right? You know, or I didn't feel like I rested, you know, over the weekend. Feels like I was always doing something. You hack the mind, you hack the body, you train it with the discipline to do the hard things on Saturday, so you have a full day rest Sunday before the start of the new work week. What happens is your body will actually start to appreciate Monday, because Monday is like, oh man, I don't have to do yard work, I don't have to do cleaning, house cleaning, I don't have to run errands, I just have to work. Right there, you will notice the improvement week after week. I've been doing that for like a couple of years now, and I gotta tell you, I look forward to Mondays, because yeah, Mondays are easy, like really, because it's really like winding down what should have been winding up at most jobs. Mondays, everyone's groggy, everyone's tired, everyone's trying to get into the swing of things, because they were dreading Sunday night. They had the Sunday night fear of starting the work week. But no, when you get your goals accomplished on Saturday, like make Saturday the busiest day of the week, Sunday's your true rest day. You come to work Monday reinvigorated and re-energized with all the rest and relaxation that you had just the day previous. So you're ready to work, and you're ready for the work week because you're like, yeah, I got my goals done and I'm rested, as opposed to the other way around. So it's just really just switching those 2 days. Instead of making Saturday your relaxed day, or your over-relaxed maybe, make that Sunday and earn that Sunday relaxation by working hard Saturday. So that's what I gotta say about hacking the body, hacking the mind, and making your body set up for a good routine that's gonna carry you through the work week. All right, let's get some kills, man. See what's going on here. Where are we? I love the sushi place. It's so fun. Prime time. I never played it. I should have played it when they were doing 24/7. gosh. I can't even get these guys. Come on. Been a while since I've been running with this assault rifle, so I gotta get used to it. Running and gunning now. Alright, let's reload. Spawn flipping. But this place seems like a place that I would love to visit. Think about this. This is a big, like, half water park, half bounce area. There's a place you can get launched. I'm like, I would love to go and play here. Seems like a perfect, like, parkour area, in my opinion. Parkour park. Yeah. Alright, this guy's running. Let's see where we are. Oh no, there's another guy. He got me. Good job. So we just need, I think, 2 more bloodthirsties on this M15 mod. Maybe 3. And we're gonna feel pretty good. Oh, see, there's where you get launched. Yeah, pretty fun. Gotta get the mechanism just right to get through that hole. But yeah, it seems all padded, half water, half dry area. You know, super fun parkour park. I love this. I'm so excited for my grandbaby to grow up, and at the same time not. She's growing up so fast. She just took her first steps the other week. Oh my gosh, by herself. And I'm like, man, she's walking. Soon enough, she's gonna be talking, and then she's gonna be talking back. It's gonna be amazing. But they grow up so fast. My gosh, you know, not as quickly as dogs. We know that they are. Whew, they just shoot up for the short time that they're here with us. But kids, man, they grow up so quick. And that's definitely what ages you, is seeing loved ones, your kids, having kids. Boy, oh boy, that's an exciting transformation. It really is. So if you have kids, good on you. If you have grandkids, even better. They're just a bundle of joy. Keep them close, keep them protected. And yeah, teach them how to live life to the fullest. I was saying how working out is a good way of experiencing your mortality, because every time I run, anytime you work out, you're always gauging your health. It's like a must. You're like, wow, I'm really at this point in my life to be able to pick up the speed here. And I feel that every day. And I know there's going to be a point in my life where, you know, I'm just not able to run as far or as fast as I could, and it's gonna hit me hard. Because I've always been an active guy since I was 12 years old. I'm always an active guy, and it shows because, well, I'm able to do marathons now. And when you get yourself to that level of skill and discipline, I think it's going to be harder to then grow old. Aging and growing older are 2 different things. You have a body age. Our body ages are not our true age. When we have years, we celebrate them with birthdays. They're not our health age. Our health age, you guessed it, is determined by our health. We have different attributes and factors that contribute to our overall health age, and that's different than our yearly age. You can feel like you're younger, even though you're older. You can feel like you're older, even though you're younger. Case in point, when you get to be my age, 40, 41, just gotta say it, most guys start gaining weight. And it's hard because that further ages you quicker than just aging year after year. If you gain weight, your body is suffering pains of carrying that weight throughout the years. As your bones are taking on that pressure, they're also being inflamed, and that, we know, inflammation is the bringer of pain to the body. That's why it's important to reduce inflammation. You can do it by food, by reducing insulin spikes, being more insulin sensitive, but also by keeping care of not injuring yourself. If you injure yourself, that's a whole other problem. But if you're not injuring yourself and you're simply adding weight to your body, it compounds your joints, strains your muscles, and it wears you. It increases your health age. I don't think doctors do that until you actually ask them, hey, check my health age. You know, I've been to the doctors at one point, and she told me straight out, what are you doing here? You're as healthy as an athletic 19-year-old. And this was like 4 years ago when I was like 37. And I'm like, my wife booked this appointment because she says being without a doctor's visit for a decade is not good. Yeah, I hadn't gone to the doctor in 10 years because I'm like one of those healthy, non-normal guys. Apparently, you can't say healthy normal anymore because normal is actually going more towards the overweight and obese side of things. America has like 47% of its population obese and 60% of the population overweight. We gotta break those standards, guys. We gotta reduce those numbers. Those are rookie numbers. We gotta bring them down. One thing to do that is to manage your weight simply by eating the right foods at the right time in the right amounts. The right foods, the right times, and the right amounts will give us a better chance as we age, because we know that when we hit 10,000 days, 27 some odd years, metabolism dies. We have no more metabolism. We could eat the same foods, work out the same, and yet we still gain weight. We don't know why. We blame it on being old. Oh, well, I'm getting older. Or, my dad, when he hit this age, yeah, he started gaining weight. We break the cycle, we break those habits, we evolve. As our bodies change, so must our minds and our disciplines around food. You're not going to outrun your food. You can't outrun your calories. Like I said, the most amount of calories I burned in one point in working out for 5.5 hours was a measly 2,700 calories. Not even a pound. So it's not possible to outrun your fork. It's possible to eat less, but you don't want to starve the body. Fasting is different, but you don't want to starve the body of calories. Say, starving is hitting low on your caloric intake than what you need. For me, I still eat 2,000 to 2,200 calories a night. I only eat dinner, but I make sure that I get a lot of calories in because that's my one meal, and I'm working out every day, just about every day, like 5-6 days a week. Now, if I'm doing that, then I still need to hit my calories. But if I was eating like 1,500 calories a night, oh boy. I remember at one point when I first got into intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day, and I was working out still, I wasn't hitting 2,000 calories, and some days I was hitting 1,500, and I dropped weight way too quickly, and I could feel it. Lightheadedness, dizzy, and I'm like, yep, I'm not getting enough. So what I started supplementing it was with protein shakes and tablespoons of just about sugar-free peanut butter. That brought me back. Because yeah, it's really hard to get 2,000 calories in one meal. Think about it, that's a lot of food. And I always cook with a ton of butter. I cook with a lot of butter. People look at me like, are you insane? Why are you putting that much butter in? Ketosis, fat adapted, packing those fat energy reserves so that you can sustain workouts. Today we're running 5 miles, tomorrow we're running 6 and some odd. We need to have energy. I'm not eating throughout the day. This is my lunch hour. I'm not eating during this time or before this time. I haven't eaten breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I break the fast at dinner time. And that's important because your body will recognize through periods of controlled fasting, which is called OMAD, 1 meal a day. Your body anticipates and expects only 1 meal. When you get into that cycle, your body says, okay, I have energy reserves to pull from when I'm not getting calories in. Okay, that's being metabolically flexible. When you are metabolically flexible, that's fat adaptation. Metabolically flexible is being able to burn your fuel from carbohydrates or fat. Fat adapted means I have packed my energy reserves well enough so that my body knows to burn them. How do you do that? It's actually a little simpler than you think, and it goes against everything that we've been fed, all the lies we've been fed over the years about how to lose weight, especially fat. We have a fear of fat. Everyone says, man, if I eat fat, then I gain weight, or I store fat. That's a lie. Here's why. Let me grab some water. We've been taught that fat is the enemy. Fat makes us fat.
So what have we done for the past, I don't know, 3 decades plus? We've stripped out fat from everything. We've stripped out fat from yogurt, cereal, milk, everything. Have we gotten healthier? Have we gotten lighter as a population? I'm only speaking to the United States. Have we gotten lighter? Have we gotten healthier? Have we lost fat? Nope. In fact, we've gained fat. So we know that that's a lie. We know that taking fat out has only made us fatter. What do you do when you take fat out? Well, 2 things. 1, you lose the flavor. Fat is flavor. When you take fat out of yogurt, or out of really anything, don't you notice it tastes rather bland? It has lacking flavor, and more often than not, the food company industries replace that fat, that flavor, with sugar or salt. So you're getting more amounts of salt or sugar in something that would have contained a little bit of fat to get you that flavor. Because they still want you to eat it. Because if they sold fat-free stuff that had absolutely no flavor, no one would buy it. It would be sitting on the shelves, rotting, and the companies would lose money. So the company said, well, we're going to take out fat because, fat's the enemy, right? Fat's demonized, and we're replacing it with salt and sugar so that these people can eat it and taste some bit of flavor and have that bit of joy. But guess what? We are not satiated. Here's the other thing that happens when you take out fat. You lose the body's natural process of becoming satiated, meaning I feel full. Fat makes you feel full quicker than carbs, quicker than salt, quicker than sodium and sugar. When you add sugar and salt to it, you usually get thirsty, so you drink more water, so you feel full from the natural, side effect of having more liquids in you. Sure, but guess what happens? You process water really quickly, and you end up, sorry, I'm laughing because this is really, once you change your mindset, everything becomes really clear with why we are in the state we are in with regards to health. But when you take out that being able to satiate the body, that's why you have people overeating. That's why overeating happens, because we're not satiated. There's a good documentary out there called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. Highly controversial, but you gotta check it out. This Australian man talks about, he gets around my age, and he starts getting a belly, and he's like, I'm an active guy, I'm eating the standard American diet, which is sad, by the way, SAD, truly sad, because it feeds you a lot of carbs, keeps you hungry, you're always overeating, you have the potential of overeating, and you, at the end of the day, are gonna gain weight. Because your body's not telling itself, hey, I'm full, I'm satiated, I'm done. The only way you truly get there, and you sustain that, is by eating fat. So we must do 2 things. We must remove the fear of fat and return to being satiated. You know what happens when I eat a tablespoon of peanut butter at the end of the night? I am so satiated. I drink a glass of water and I'm great. So that's when I know that I'm not getting enough calories from my regular dinner. I say I need to have at least 200 calories, maybe more, of maybe a tablespoon or more of peanut butter. And the peanut butter fat is great for me because it totally satiates me, has a little bit of protein in there, and I drink water to wash it all down, get me all compensated on my fluids, and boom, 15 minutes later, I am satiated. I am done eating. The days that I don't, I notice I might be lingering, might be looking at, is there something to snack on? You break those with protein shakes, but protein shakes don't have fat in them. And you gotta watch out for the protein shakes that have sugar in them. Can you believe this? Protein shakes with sugar? Get out of here. I've looked at muscle milks, and they all got loads, grams of sugar. Why would I want sugar in my protein shake? This is not a sugar shake. I'm not drinking a milkshake. This is my protein supplement. I need to get more added protein in my diet, especially if I'm working out long distances or whatever. I need to have protein to help me rebuild. I wish they had, and this is highly controversial, right? How would you buy a fat milkshake, a fat protein shake? No, I didn't mean to say milkshake, but yeah, a fat protein shake. How could you feel good about that? You wouldn't market that. How could they sell that? people are going to be like, oh no, well, that's got fat in it, I'm not going to eat it, because we have that fear of fat. So we have to reduce that fear. We have to get to a point where we understand how the body works with fat, so much that we utilize the fat and we get the adequate amounts of fat, which give us flavor and satiate us to stop overeating. Overeating is the killer. Hey, there's another bloodthirsty. Sweet. One more to go. We have to get to that point, especially as we get older. Like I said, our metabolism dies. It dies after 10,000 days. Once we hit 27 some odd years, we don't have the luxury of being able to eat whatever we want and burn it off with working out. No, unfortunately, we just don't. So we need to get back to that period, and it's got to be a shift. One thing that's happening in the U.S. Health Administration right now, that we now have RFK, a brilliant man, teaching us how the body really works through food by reversing that Illuminati pyramid, that Illuminati food pyramid, and it's showing us for the first time what the body needs to sustain weight and even drop weight if possible. It's crazy, it's controversial, but it's the only thing that works. You need something revolutionary to get you through this age of darkness we've had. Think about it, it's 2026 and most people still don't know. Oh, there's a bank shot. Tomahawk, I didn't even really mean to do that, I just meant to throw it. Pretty cool. Hey, let's light him up with this napalm strike while we have it. You really have to get selfish with your health first, but also we need a societal change around food in general. Food has been, for too many decades, a mechanism of coping and coddling us. It's socially acceptable to eat a big meal because we deserved it, right? You worked a long shift. Let's go out, and overeat. Everything becomes a food celebration. Have you seen this? You may have seen this in an office building near you, or wherever. Hey, we brought in pizza, we brought in donuts, we brought in intangible sources of instant gratification. Don't you feel good about eating it? No, you don't. It's a short win. It's short-lived. Your body will reject it eventually, hopefully sooner than later, because you know that this isn't good. This donut is not good. This pizza, day in and day out, is hurting me, is harming me. So it's not really coddling you, right? It's not like protecting you and keeping you safe. What it's actually doing is selling you this false pretense that you can have carbohydrates, fatty fats, I'm talking about the bad saturated fats, lack of protein, lack of vegetables, lack of minerals and nutrients, and feel good. If we wanted to feel good, wouldn't we treat the body good? How do you treat the body good? You eat good food. You eat real food, not processed, not highly chemical. You eat real food from the earth. And if you can be vegetarian, I urge you to be vegetarian, or at least take a couple of days in your life to be vegetarian and only eat plants. If you, oh boy, here we go. If you eat meat every day, your body starts to wear on it just by the means of processing animal flesh. I'm sorry to say it like that, but it really is dead animal flesh that we're consuming. When you eat animals, your body has a harder time, I'm not saying it's not impossible, has a harder time digesting those food. Most of the time, that dead animal flesh will linger and ferment in the body. It's crazy to say that. It is so crazy to say that the body will ferment because you're eating meat, but it does. It's because of the digestion. The digestion of eating animal flesh is a lot longer than regular, oh, there's the next bloodthirsty, we did it. There it is. We're done with this M15 mod. Okay, next, assault rifle. But here's the controversy around that. It's just natural chemical balancing. Your body has a harder time digesting meat than it does fiber from plants. Here's how. When you consume meat, it's acidic. That's one thing. It just is. When you have beef, pork, chicken, whatever, it is acidic in nature. So your pH suffers an imbalance. When we digest food, our bodies are super smart. It tries to acclimate whatever we're eating so that it can be properly digested. For meat, it takes a little bit more, and the more we eat takes the longer to process and digest. And it stays in our digestive tract. When we eat meat, it stays in our bodies longer than any food rightfully needs to. Think about this. Anything that stays in the body for more than a couple of hours or so, even 8, has the potential of fermenting. Hear me out. We're going to discover in the future that many cancers are not just derived from processed foods, but it's the actual fermentation, that process of holding on foods in our gut, in our intestines for too long. They say, why are we getting all these colon cancer patients? Why are we getting all these, patients with all these different diseases? Yeah, it's all around how we process food. And if you're eating a ton of meat all the time, every day, it is science. It's maybe a spiritual science where your body will start to reject. And unfortunately, when it ferments in the body, that has the potential of creating cancers. So in the future, we'll discover that. There's a little rant there, and I don't mean to offend, but I am very selfish of my health, so much that I don't buy into fads. Like, I'm not vegetarian because somebody told me to be vegetarian. You know what happened? This is a weird story I'm going to share. It's complete honesty. My wife was making a pot roast one night, and this was, 12 years ago, maybe 11. And when I was eating it, this is the best meal my wife would make. I had this sensation, this little voice in me saying, don't eat. I don't know where it came from, but it said not to eat. I ignored it, I chewed, and it told me, don't swallow. Weird, right? Okay? I might be losing my mind. I've probably lost it decades ago. But that resonated with me so much that I didn't enjoy that meal. When that was like the best thing, my wife would make a pot roast, and I said, this is the best food ever. So it started there. It started with beef, and then soon after it was pork, and then eventually it was chicken, and then even fish. I got to a point, my wife and I, because we started pulling back, because she started feeling the same way. She's like, it's heavy meals, and we don't feel good eating them. When you listen to your body, you don't have to adopt social constructs or confines of societal norms, what people say is natural. We've always been eating meat. We were carnivores growing up and everything. Back, pre-hominids and the cavemen and everybody. Yeah, I get it, but we also evolved too. You gotta understand that. We change, we adopt, we evolve. We can evolve past eating dead animal flesh. We have the necessary means of obtaining protein firsthand from plants instead of secondhand from dead animal flesh. Think about it. When a cow wants to pack on weight, is it eating meat? How does a cow get protein? By eating grains, by eating grass, by eating plants. A gorilla, super strong, rip your arms from your body without even flinching a muscle. They're the super strong animals. Are they eating meat? No, they're eating carrots, broccoli, green leaf lettuce, all these things. They're vegetarians. All these animals that we eat get their protein firsthand from plants. We eat them and we get secondhand protein. So take it for what it's worth. Don't you wish you could just get protein firsthand in a more, natural way than killing an animal? Yeah, I think you could. I think it's easier than we think. Let's see if this is the right weapon. Yeah, AK-27, cool. Just want to make sure, because this is running with the infestation camo I unlocked for mastery in zombies. Want to make sure that I've actually unlocked this for multiplayer, because there's so many assault rifles, and I know I did seven. Ooh, hey, Terminator, or Robocop. So, you can listen to the body. You don't have to follow what society says is normal, because society, for the longest time, hasn't felt normal, has it? You can do everything that society tells you, and you could still be overweight, fat, sick, and nearly dead. And you wonder why. I'm doing everything that's normal, society tells me. So you gotta be a little bit selfish. And you kinda gotta be a rebel. I just gotta say that. I don't wanna say you can go out and protest at Chick-fil-A or KFC or any fast food establishment. I'm not harping on a megaphone on my soapbox in a fast food driveway condemning people that eat meat. I don't do that. It's not my concern. I'm just shouting my own experience. My own experience has proven me in my life to be optimizing my health and radically changing my life as a result. That's it. So if you eat meat, good on you. Keep it up. Do what meets your health needs. Don't listen to me. I'm just some random guy on a treadmill running and gunning. I'm not your health advisor. I'm not your healthcare practitioner. And I'm certainly not your health coach. But maybe you've heard that voice too. When you ate something that maybe wasn't really good for you. Did you hear that voice too? Did you hear that voice inside you that says, don't eat or don't swallow? I'm telling you, I don't know why it happened, but it happened for a reason. My grandmother died of colon cancer. I don't think it was her voice coming through me. I don't know if it was because just 4 years previously she had passed away. I know that it happened, and I can't ignore it. When the universe speaks to you, it's usually a profound experience that you don't ignore. It's better than the intuition. Intuition's more like, I'm getting this hunch, this feeling that something's off. When the universe actually speaks to you and you hear something, you do not ignore that. You might ignore a hunch. You might ignore that vibe. Hey, I'm in a club and it's late. It seems to be getting rowdy. I think it's time to leave. Like, you listen to that voice too, that sensation. But if a voice says, leave the nightclub, you do not ignore that. You leave instantly. So that's my rant for the day. I don't wish to come down or condone or hate anybody that has the need of eating animals. I just feel like, for me, it was the right decision. It was the right decision for my overall health. And I gotta say, I feel so much better not eating meat. There are so many protein alternatives. Sorry, I could say firsthand protein sources. There's alternatives to eating meat, and it's formed in plants and mushrooms, fungi. I buy this brand called Corn, Qurn, not Quran. I don't eat books. The Corn brand is mycelium based, which is mycoprotein from mushrooms, and basically their roots. That is first-hand high-quality protein that is packed with vitamin D, because mushrooms, most of them, except for like the regular white button mushrooms, have protein and vitamin D. So it's like a double whammy. You get something that is low in calorie, high in protein, and high in vitamin D. All you have to add is fat. The biggest way to enjoy mushrooms is to dehydrate them, because mushrooms are rooted in soil and sometimes cow dung. So you have, maybe not the best water content going into a mushroom to have it form. So you need to remove that. Now we're going into cooking. You need to remove the excess water that's not really the best tasting water. And you need to jump right into getting the high quality fats added. Because once you dehydrate it, it shrinks in size, reduces a lot. And you need to add flavor to it, because it doesn't really have flavor. They got the little woody tasting mushrooms, or the mushrooms like lobster mushrooms that taste a certain way, or even oyster mushrooms that taste a little fishy. Yeah, those are cool. I can see that rocket launcher right at my face. That was awesome. You have these things that, unfortunately, are needing to be supplemented. So we supplement the lack of flavor with what? Fat. We put fat into the mushroom. That gives it flavor, and it satiates us. So we come full circle here. The best way I've found to cook mushrooms is to clean them and then air fry them. Remove the water from them, okay? And then put them in the pan with oil and garlic and butter. That's it. That's what you do to bring out the full flavor of these little fungi. I'm serious. We eat mushrooms just about every day. There's 3 constants in my cooking. I will make meals out of garlic, onions, butter, I guess that's 4, and mushrooms. Majority of the time, those are the 4 staples in my meals that I prepare. And yeah, I'm the chef of the house. And so I make these meals that are super full in flavor, that are super healthy, And I honestly think that the, oh, hey, thanks. I noticed that there's a lag in these, and it's unfortunate. Like, I just set up a different card, but I hooked it up with different resolution. So I gotta change that up. Thank you for noticing. Oh man. Yeah, if you're into recipes or healthy eating, like I just got off a rant about recipes and stuff, sure, totally. Yeah, I appreciate it, Rose. I will hit you up on Twitch. Yeah, I have my Discord linked as well, if you want to follow our channel. But yeah, we are a fitness gaming channel. We talk a lot about health overall, not just physical health, but mental health, sometimes spiritual health. And yeah, we love playing video games. We love Call of Duty mostly, but I've been thinking, since I'm just about done with the Singularity grind, I'll start moving on to maybe Doom, Dark Ages. I still haven't finished that game. It'd be good to get back into that one. And then I love to get back in Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. I put those on pause when Black Ops 7 came out. So yeah, I appreciate it, Rose. Yeah, I hope you're having a great day. So yeah, fat is flavor. We were talking about how fat is, it really is the best thing for us to feel satiated and feel full. And since, yeah, I want to say at least 3 decades or more, since we've taken fat out of the equation, we had to replace that flavor with something, and yeah, the food companies replaced fat with sugar and salt. So it really wasn't really helping us out in the long run, because now it gave us, you know, insane sugar and salt cravings. Because yeah, you take fat out of anything. Hey, there's Moto. What up? You take fat out of anything, and you remove the flavor. You also remove the ability of the mind and body to feel full, because fat satiates the body. Hey, nice kills. Sweet. Alright, we got one bloodthirsty. We finished that M15 mod. We're on our way. I gotta get some electrolytes here. Not that. Look at that. Alright, let's see if that's a little better. It's crazy, I am streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, and I think that's another culprit. Because when the video is done and it uploads to our YouTube channel, I don't see any lag. I don't see any degradation in graphics. But I think it's because it's the dual switching, or dual streaming, and my video capture card. So I gotta invest in a real one. I bought one of the cheaper ones. It says it was 4K, but I gotta get an 8K one for sure. So yeah, health is everything. In our minds here on the channel, we recognize that health is not just isolated to 1 or 2 things in life. It's a factor of many, not just diet and exercise, but also mental health. So that's our trinity. We were talking about the trinity of optimal health, and the side effect is mental health improvement. Now, I say improvement and not the cure, because you could have the holy trinity, we say, ketosis, ketones, being fat adapted, autophagy, recycling of cells, and being insulin sensitive, not creating insulin spikes, and not causing inflammation, which brings pain to the body. But there's other factors in mental health. Those side effects of those 3 things improve our mental health, because if your gut is loaded up with a lot of garbage, and I know I've overeaten many times in my life, the next morning you don't feel great. You don't feel like you're ready to tackle the day. You might feel heavy, worn out, worn down, and you might even just be sick as a result of just eating too much of the wrong foods, especially at the wrong times. So I like to gauge my health as how I feel waking up. If I feel lethargic, sleepy, foggy when I wake up, it's usually because I'm eating the wrong stuff. Not necessarily in how I worked out or didn't work out. That usually happens when you get out of bed and start walking around. Oh yeah, you can feel your muscles. Oh yeah, I'm sore because I did this monster workout or whatever. Yeah, so that is a small percentage of improving our overall health, but I would say the majority of it, right, 85% of our health in our minds and bodies is a direct result of what we're eating. We used to think it was 50-50 of how much our health was overall improving or not improving. 50% exercise, 50% diet. We found that the number is closer to 85 to 15. 80 to 85% of what we eat is attributed to how we feel. And that right there is prime. It's exactly the mechanism that shows us, oh, there's another bloodthirsty. We are on our way. These assault rifles are so easy. We just grinded snipers, and snipers became a little challenging to get those 5 kills, but now going back to assault rifles, yeah, it feels really good. So you can't outrun your diet. You can't outrun your fork or your plate, because especially as you get older, we keep going back to that 10,000 days. After 27 and a half years old, your metabolism dies. You do not have a metabolism anymore, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm an old man, 41 years, and I recognized it when I was 27 or so. I was eating the same foods and working out about the same, but I was gaining weight. Like, I was like, why am I gaining weight? Sure enough, no metabolism. And I was still eating a lot of junk. So you had to make an evolutionary change by giving up the junk food and eating less. This is crazy. I keep thinking about, how much food I used to eat, even just 10 years ago. And it quite literally is triple of what I eat now. And I'm not starving myself. I'm timed eating. I do 1 meal a day, OMAD. And I gotta tell you, it's giving me the most amount of energy, and I'm able to sustain my energy levels throughout the day, which is unheard of. Like, it's crazy to say that I eat less and have more energy. But it happens when you time your body in the right eating windows, and you're eating the most calorically nutrient-dense foods that sustain your energy levels. And guess what? If you are fat adapted, you can have energy reserves. We all have love handles, even me. We have these energy reserves to pull from in our times of fasting. So when I'm not eating 16 hours of the day, actually more like 19, 20 hours of the day, I'm not eating day and night. I have a very small food window at dinner. I am pulling energy from my energy reserves. One thing that I noticed was, especially getting older, is you have these 2 o'clock, 2:30 slums, these lows in energy. You have these drops where your energy levels are just gone, and you get lethargic, you start getting sleepy, and eventually you start to want to take a nap, which is awful. And who has the luxury of taking a nap during the day? I don't. I have a full-time job. So I figure that has to change. Why? Why am I getting tired? Well, I'm getting older, right? People tell you, oh, you're getting older. When you get older, you gain weight, and and your body just starts slowing down. What I recognized to that is that it's a half-truth. Your body gets older, yes, but we talked about health age earlier. You could be, as the doctor tells me, I'm healthy as an athletic 19-year-old, or you could feel 50 at being 41 like me. It just depends on how aggressively have you aged the body's health age. How quickly have you piled on too much of the wrong foods at the wrong times for how long, and that shows in your health age. So what I found was, well, the things that I ate in my 20s and even early 30s don't sit with me, they don't make me feel good, and they're not sustainable for energy. I work an office job, and I knew that working 8-9 hours a day and having breakfast before I got there and then lunch midway with snacks in between, it wasn't cutting it. Like, I was dipping energy, and I was wondering, what is it? Is it my circulation? We could talk about that one day. Is it my mental acuity, my mood? Like, what is happening with my energy levels? I'm eating, protein and carbs, low fat, right? That was when I was in the low fat phase, high sugar phase. Oh my gosh. And I was still tired. And I was eventually getting more tired throughout the days as the days would progress. And I'm like, this isn't natural. Like, or maybe it's normal because so many people are in this cycle of overeating carbohydrates at the wrong times and the wrong amounts. But for me, I felt like, hey, I need sustainable energy. So I started following this doctor on YouTube, not a YouTube doctor, but a doctor who's on YouTube, not Dr. Mike. His name is Stein Ekberg, Ekberg, and this guy, brilliant man, triathlete, had shown how the body really works through a means of two things: being fat adapted and being metabolically flexible. Fat adapted has to deal with your body's ability of storing fat for energy and being able to pull from that. That happens during fasting. When we're not eating, when we tell the body, no, you're not getting food right now, you're getting water, you might get a little caffeine if you need it, and boy, some days I do need a little bit of caffeine, but you're not getting food, so guess what? We're not starving, because I gotta say, most people in America are not starving. Starvation happens when you start breaking down protein. Yeah, the kids in Africa and China, they suffer starvation. Kids in America might, I'm sad to say that, but even still, I don't think really, until they start breaking down protein, like that's real starvation. When they start losing weight, it's attributed to, we think it's starving, but most of the time it's fat. And isn't that like what everybody wants? Don't we want to just use the fat that we're wearing as energy? Like to burn it off, like really to burn it off. When we're running, we're burning a little bit of fat. We're mostly burning carbohydrates as calories. That's our calories. We're not really burning fat unless you get into an anaerobic, aerobic. I'm doing anaerobic right now, but like bag work, judo, jiu-jitsu, swimming, hiking. Running is anaerobic, where you are not burning fat. Aerobic, when your heart rate is between a certain range, a little bit lower, for a sustained amount of time, that's when you're burning fat. But I'm not burning fat on this treadmill, I'm burning carbohydrates. And when I'm in ketosis, or especially when I'm fasting, I'm burning fat from my energy reserves. So that's fat adapted. Being metabolically flexible is being able to switch between the two. Burning carbs for energy or burning fat for energy. That is where everyone needs to be. I'm not saying everyone needs to be in ketosis, dropping carbs like I try to. I try and drop carbs for my marathon runs, which we're gonna do mid-August, August 16th, maybe August 20th, depending on what weekend that hits. It's our next marathon run. We're gonna be doing a super Easter egg of Infinite Warfare Zombies. I'm very excited about that. It's been too long since we've done that, so we're definitely gonna hit that up. So being metabolically flexible is what everyone should do. And the only way to get there is to eat less often, and eat the right amount of foods that give you the highest caloric, mineral, nutrient-based hits. That's really what the body wants. When we feed it a lot of carbs, especially throughout the day, in big or small quantities, if we're always eating, it means we're always digesting, and we're causing little or big insulin spikes. And insulin is kind of like a double-edged sword, because the more we use, the more we need, and the more resistant we become, and that leads to type 2 diabetes. So we eat less often, and we don't give the body insulin spikes. What's going to happen as a side effect is that we're going to have reduced inflammation, because every time the body digests food and creates insulin spikes, your body becomes inflamed. I know, it's awful to hear that. It's awful to say, but it's the reality. And isn't everyone already in pain enough? Man, it seems like we played this map like 3 times in a row now. We're getting really good at it. Doesn't everyone hate feeling tight, feeling your hands, your joints, your muscles sore, especially in the mornings when you wake up? Yeah, some people take like, I gotta work out or stretch for a little bit just to feel like good about getting the day going. The problem is, it's a result of what you ate last night when you've inflamed the body with either a lot of sugar and or a lot of carbs in a large amount. Especially overeating. Overeating is so dangerous because you're storing too much food to digest, especially at dinner time when the body is getting ready to sleep. You might have indigestion, which is another problem. But yeah, your body's slowly digesting this food over time, and that just continues that insulin spike pretty much all throughout your sleep. And you might wake up thirsty. That's a good sign that you have a lot of inflammation due to insulin spikes. You might wake up in pain in the middle of the night, and that's a sign of too many carbohydrates, too many sugars. So yeah, think about what you eat, especially at dinner, and make it a little lighter. If you need to have 3 meals a day, let dinner be your lightest. I'll just say that. Now it's hard for me because I'm intermittent fasting and I am only eating dinner. When you do that, you have to be so cautious because I don't want to overeat. I don't want to create a big insulin spike, and I don't need to keep my body in a state of digesting all night long. That's going to keep me up and have a harder time waking up. So instead, you'll say, I need to eat less, especially my last meal before I go to bed, and eat well enough so that you can digest it before you hit the sack. You know, have at least 2 hours of sitting or even standing or walking time before you go to bed to fully digest, if you can. Boy, that's like the biggest tip I'll say. Wow, another bloodthirsty. Wow, we are gaining guns. This is going to be, what is this, the AK-27, or the sigil? Yeah, we got the AK done. Yeah, we're just flying through these guns here. This is good. I guess this is the AK-27. It's just called the sigil fire. Okay, cool. We can reject societal norms that say that we need to have desserts every night. There are many nights that I go without dessert. There are some nights that I need a dessert. And that plays into mental health. So what I was saying earlier about how there's many factors that go into mental health, how we eat, what we eat, when we eat, there's also the benefit of having a snack. Like, I gotta say, there's been so many times where I just feel kind of angry, kind of, not well. And the best thing is to have a Snickers, right? Like the commercial. Have a Snickers. Do it. That, seriously, in my mind, can save your mental health far better than any discipline that I'm showing here on this channel or talking about. Because if it's just you being hangry and affecting others, isn't it better to break the fast? Isn't it better to have that cheat than to melt down or to become really nasty? I call myself the green monster. I call myself the Hulk. I don't want to turn into the Hulk. I'm an itty bitty Hulk here because I'm only, 5'5". I'm a midget, right? I'm just a small guy. I don't want to become a little green Hulk when I get hangry. How awful. It breaks my discipline, kind of breaks my mentality. That breaks the ninja way. We are master of ourselves and environments, and you know what? That means we sustain our mental health utmost, first and foremost. We take the discipline in strides, big strides. We take a lot of healing and energy and breaking down and rebuilding muscles, but we also know what the body needs when it needs it, and sometimes it's going to need that Snickers. So there is room to improve mental health outside of always working out, always being healthy, always eating the right things at the right times and the right amounts. Sometimes it means having a Snickers or whatever, because overall, our health is determined on how we feel. You can go to the doctors, you can go to any doctor that will measure you, weigh you, give you a blood test, anything. And they'll give you your health results, your lab results, and they'll say, here's what you need to improve on. That's golden, that's key. What's even greater is how you feel. Check this out, I might be healthy as an athletic 19-year-old, says my doctor, but if my mental health is failing and I feel like crap all the time and I'm mad and just angry, is it really healthy to continue on eating the strict regimen, working out 5 days a week, 6 days a week sometimes? No, it doesn't really matter, because I could have a six-pack, but if my mental health is failing, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I can fit my pants or look good with my shirt off. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters overall to our health is our mental health and how we feel. So it's a big topic in the United States right now, mental health. And I gotta say, it's been mishandled, misled, and it's truly personal to the individual. It's subjective at best. A doctor can say, here's all the test results that we've ran, and this is very logical in thinking. They'll say, oh yeah, here's all the things you need to change to improve your health. But are they ever, and this is not denoting or disregarding anything that a healthcare practitioner will give you, is it helping you to say that you need to lose weight to improve your health when your mental health is failing more? Like, yeah, your body can feel a lot better just by losing weight. You might even have a better time waking up and feeling better by losing weight. But if you have deep-seated cravings and emotional bonds with food, then boy, you are going to break down, you're going to fall off the wagon, and you're going to regain whatever weight you may have lost, and it won't be a sustained change to your lifestyle because your brain will reject it, and the brain controls the body. The body might send signals, especially the gut, to the brain saying, oh, you're hungry, or oh, eat that pie, or you eat that whole pizza. Says to me that every day, right? We have to look at that and say, no, that's the body sending my brain signals. What I actually need to do is eat what I planned, my broccoli, eggs, tuna fish, whatever, and I'll feel satiated because I put adequate amounts of butter and maybe some cheese in there. So yeah, all in all, your brain controls your body. Remember that. Mind over matter, ninjas. All right, we are done with our 5 miles. We went a little over, which is fine, but we got our goal. We're green. We are gonna take a break for the rest of the day. We'll be back online tomorrow for our 10K, and I'm thinking Sunday's gonna be a long run. I might commit to a half marathon. Just depends on how much work I get done Saturday. Remember how we said, change your Friday nights. The 2 P's, change it from partying to planning. Save your partying for Saturday night when you've already accomplished your weekend tasks, your errands, your cleaning, whatever you need to get done. Do that Saturday. Challenge yourself to wake up half an hour earlier than you would during the week on Saturday, and leave your sleeping in, your relaxation, your regeneration for Sunday, and you will beat the Sunday night fears and feel reinvigorated to start Monday and hit the ground running. Boy, what a run, everybody. As always, it's a privilege and an honor to be here running and gunning on this channel here at the Moto Dojo. We're victorious in our 5.5 so miles. We're gonna see you tomorrow for our 10K. We're gonna get it done. Have a great Wednesday, everybody. Let's get it. We've earned it. Take care, everyone.
We'll be right back.